Do you think it's hard to transition from doing a skit to going on stage?
It's completely different animal. You have to understand, like, one, you're in public, the audience is right there, and also coming up with jokes and punchline is not easy.
That is what makes a great comedian. I think that you need to adjust and you need to be fucking quick with it.
But
what are you gonna do? Say the same shit? Then the people are gonna be like, what the fuck?
So I say enjoy what you have now.
We don't have a stop button. And we're all trying to make something happen. Always. We're fucking going 1,000 miles an hour.
This is the True Hustle Podcast with your host, JR.
This is the True Hustle Podcast with your host, JR.
In my platform, I try to support as many Latinos as possible, bro.
Good, awesome.
You know, like if you go back to episode 1, it's like Latinos.
Latino. And it's nice to see a Latino doing it at this level.
Yeah.
Bro. Walk in here, but you see other shit like, oh shit.
But that solidifies everything that I planned. That reaction, that's what I was telling him when you stepped out. I'm like, damn, this made me feel great.
Yeah.
Because you could appreciate the level of detail that I put into this shit.
Esto no es de pelagato.
No, bro. You know, and it makes me feel great. I'm like, damn, Gadiel sí sabe el vato. Sí sabe. And by the way, you're the first Dominican on here.
Oh,
what?
Did we start already? Or
yeah, we're rolling. Yeah, we're rolling.
You didn't play. I wasn't even ready. You're like, the show started. Action.
But you know why? I do it kind of like Joe Rogan style. It's like, all right, cool. And then we're just conversating.
Okay.
Because you know what separates my podcast versus other ones? I just like to have conversations with people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think it's very important. I think it keeps it organic.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, we're on? Yeah. Boom.
Wait, I wasn't even expecting it yet, but let me catch his authentic feel. Like, this is amazing, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Well, you gotta have, instead of Elon Musk, me reemplaza ese con Cantinflas.
Ooh, we were just talking about that.
Yeah. Cantinflas is probably one of the best comedians. I've seen that you bring a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
Who's the best comedian, Latino comedian that whoever that did it at that level was Cantinflas.
You're fucking
Cantinflas
right, bro.
tenía una película cada año. Cantinflas didn't even have scripts. It was all improvised. You know who's I feel like is a modern day Cantinflas nowadays?
Who?
I'll say Concrete.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Concrete is a modern day Cantinflas, bro.
It's just nothing written. It's just
nothing written. He's just hilarious. That thing that comes up, bro. Like I saw like his boxing skit. You seen the boxing skit? With
yes.
The whole, like, come on, fool. You gonna be 21 and 27 and 1.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
How do you think? Do you think that's a skill that's developed, or it just comes to him? Because he did another skit with that A&E one where he's like, oh, you think I'm going to start singing because you brought me some fucking McDonald's? And then he starts fucking just singing like a bird. I'm like, that takes some type of level of, I don't want to say, well, he has to be witty, but it's just.
Witty, I think, hay gente que tiene ese don, y él tiene ese don. No todo el mundo tiene ese don. No, that's not for everybody, right? There's some people that, like, they could riff on the spot, and there's some people that I need to sit down and write. I've been in acting classes, right? And in acting classes, like, people... They said the teacher goes like, you know what, you could improv. Don't worry about the lines. And they're like, oh, I can't do it without the lines. So what do you mean? I'm like, you just for me it's like, oh, we're gonna improv. I do this shit on stage all the time. This is nothing para mí. At the end, for me, I'm happy. For them, they're like, this is the end of the world, and they can't. So some people cannot. If you're not gonna give them any directions, they can't function. That's just the way they function.
Damn.
Concrete is a type of guy that he understands himself. I think he's been doing it for, I don't know how long he's been doing it. That he understands himself. Even Jay Valentino hasn't been doing stand-up for a very long time.
But they get it.
But they get their comedy. Concrete, I didn't expect Concrete to be so funny on stage, to be honest with you. Because I'm like, I see him online. Like, when he goes on stage, it's like, holy shit, this man understands himself. He's a true comedian.
Yeah. Do you think, okay, because there's a lot of comedians right now that are transitioning from the social media space, skits, right? Like doing skits, doing this, doing that. And they're hilarious. Do you think it's hard to transition from doing a skit to going on stage?
It's completely different animal. It's a completely different animal. You have to understand, like, one, you're in public. The audience is right there. comedy is like understanding a certain type of structure, really understanding yourself, and also coming up with jokes and punchline is not easy, right? So it's for you to be able to do both. It takes a certain level of talent and comedian to be able to do both, and it's extremely hard, right? Skits, ¿qué hacemos con skits? Okay, we could stop. Let me look at it. Oh, that was funny. You know what? That was not funny. Let's do it again.
Oh, that's the one right there.
That's the one right there. You on stage, you can't do that. You can't do that on stage.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking in front of everybody. You're standing there. So if you do land some jokes that don't hit or something that is not being delivered the way you expect it, then on the spot you gotta fucking change, right?
Yeah, change, switch. You have to have that type of experience, right? You have to understand. Some people, when you go into stand up, when I first came into stand up, I didn't understand myself, right? Mm-hmm. But then after a certain amount of years, you start understanding yourself and you understand what makes you funny. That's when you learn your voice. Right? And that's why they have this thing about like you understanding and learning your voice and what you talk about. And once you learn your voice, that's when comedy completely shifts when it comes to stand-up. When you're on stage, sometimes, you could say your jokes, but you could think of a joke on the day of and then just go on stage for 10 minutes straight and just have a great set. Mm-hmm. I did one in New York City. En New York City, que esto da gas a uno también. Yo, I was in New York City. Mm-hmm. Bro, I did my set. Bro, no lie. The people in the first, we had 2 shows that day. The people in the first show came to my second show. Yo dije, yeah. These motherfuckers, I just performed. I did an hour show for these people, and they stayed because they want to see the second show. That's wild. Right?
How long was the show for?
It was an hour, a show.
So you gave them an hour of material. And they were like, okay, fuck it, we're going to stay. We like this guy.
We like this guy. We're going to, bro. And then it's like, instead of letting the new people in, I think the people that were running the place, they were like, yo, if you want to stay, you can stay because we're going to throw a party afterwards. Right? And they were like, you know what? I'll see the show. I want to stay. Yo, they stayed in their same seats. Though you know what it is to perform for people, and the first 2 rows are full, and then you come back to the second show, it's the same people in the first 2 rows ready. Like, yo, you heard my jokes, right? What do you do at that time? So now I have to go into myself and understanding myself and understanding who I am as my voice and trusting who Gadiel is, right? At that, I can't be like, oh my God, get what y'all said.
Panic mode.
Oh my God. And then I remember the comedians before me, they were like, oh shit, what we gonna do? And then, what we gonna do? And they were like, Gadiel, what you gonna do? I was like, I don't know.
Crowd work.
I had to.
It has to shift, right?
I had to shift. And I gave them a completely different show, the second show. And they were like, and the people in the first show, they were like, yo, the second show was better. Nah. Like, damn, does that mean my material sucks? What does that mean?
But that is what makes a great comedian. Mm-hmm. I think that you need to adjust and you need to be fucking quick with it. But what are you going to do? Say the same shit? Then the people are going to be like, what the fuck?
No. They were like, are you going to say this joke? They were talking about the jokes from the show, the show before, mm-hmm. right? And they would say punchline. Are you going to say the 1%? I'm like, I just said that. You're kind of ruining the joke now. You know what I'm saying? I can't even say that joke. Like, so they were like, shit. They knew my jokes already, so I can't really say my jokes.
That's crazy. Well, that's why you're the shit, dog.
Oh, thank you.
You know
man.
what I mean?
Hey, thank you.
You worked at Buzzfeed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You are hilarious. You've gone viral. You've all of the above, right?
Thank you, brother. Yeah.
At what point did you say, you know what, I'm going to try stand-up?
I tried stand-up before I even went into BuzzFeed. So I gave it a try down in San Diego. That's where I started, learning the craft. And then my ex-girlfriend at the time, she was like, Adia, you should start doing videos. I was like, I'll do some videos. And she showed me videos of Le Juan James. I don't know if you heard of him.
That was hilarious.
Hilarious.
He's one of the fucking...
pioneers.
The pioneers, the OG, huh?
He's the one that... Yeah. Dominicano y Boricua.
Yeah.
He started this whole social media. Like, I'm like, oh, if he could do it, I could do it. Like, and I see the numbers. I was like, yo, I was like, if I'm a comedian, I should be able to do everything. That's how I saw it. Yeah. I was like, okay, this is a way of me marketing myself for the stand-up. And there was when you go into stand-up, you have to respect the craft, but you have to love it. You have to love it in the sense that you have to eat shit for so many years. You have to go on stage and you have to comer mierda. Perform in front of people that don't want to hear you and like they want to see a fucking game. And you want to hear my jokes? Right? So I have this passion for, and I studied it. Pero you hit, tú sabes que let me give it a try. At that time, they were looking for a Dominican because they want to do like Latino content. Like that's when people are fighting to have like a Latino channel for Buzzfeed. And that was Norberto, a Mexicano. He's one of the dudes that started. Una cubana se llama Jenny Lorenzo. Una mexicana que se llama Jasmine Ontiveros y otra cubana. I can't remember her name right now. But they came together. And they were like, we need a Latino Buzzfeed for us, for our people. And I used to watch like That'sDominican.com, like Dominican skits. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I want to be part of this. And when my girl told me, like, yo, that Juan James doing it, I'm like, I could do it. And then I started doing video skits online and stuff like that. And when BuzzFeed was like, we need a Dominican to do like a little taste test, yo dije, yo soy dominicano. I could fucking do it. And I would be Dominican
Aquí
as fuck.
Estoy presente.
Tú sabes, yo los ancestros. Yo ya me estoy todos los ancestros dominicanos. Yo me comí como 3 platos de plátano antes de ir para allá. So like that, but like, get all my Dominican powers, bro.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now that you bring up plátanos, I have to go in that real quick. It's like plátanos the staple of los dominicanos, just like tortillas is for Mexicans?
Yes. Plátano. We have plátano. We do plátanos for everything, bro. We'll put it in the oven. We'll boil it. We'll fry it. We'll grill it. We do everything with plátanos. We eat it green. We eat it black, and we eat it yellow. We eat it. Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
So that was a great comparison then, huh?
Oh yeah. Plátano's life.
That's crazy. You know, my wife is Ecuadorian, but she still loves plátanos.
Oh, they eat plátano too.
Like everywhere we go, like, oh, tiene plátanos.
Oh, claro.
And even their Spanish is different.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I think there's a lot of countries. Plátano is African.
Okay.
It's descendants from Africa. So anybody that had like, from the transatlantic slave trade or had black folks in there, that's where plátanos came from. Unfortunately, in the United States of America, black folks in the United States of America don't really know about it because they've been, what happened to African Americans here is horrible. What America did in taking them away from their own identity, right? But over there, we have the identity of not only the music that we listen to. A lot of the merengue has the salsa is right. So we have the music, but the plátanos are so descended from Africa. I was eating plátano one day, un mangú. Because plátano majado, you boil it, you smash it. And I was eating that shit at work, and the African guy was like, how do you know how to do that? How do you know how to do that? I'm like, where do you think I came from? We know that from you.
Funny. Fuck.
But the thing is, we make tostones. We grab a green plátano, you smash it up, and we fucking fry
tostones.
that. Sí.
That's
tostones.
like...
That's the green plátano.
It's the green, but it's cut in pieces.
It's cut in pieces.
Okay.
It's cut in pieces, you smash it, and you fry it.
Those are the ones that they serve at the Peruvian food places.
Oh, yeah. No, Peruvians, I think they do more of plátano maduro.
Maduro, there you go.
Yeah, the maduro.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, shit, I'm over here learning.
Yeah, but Ecuadorians, they do plátano verde, too. I think they have like something called bolones or something like that.
Yeah, and then they have, I don't know, but they eat it with crema.
Yeah.
Is that normal? Are you supposed to eat it with crema?
And not us. We don't do that.
No? They eat it with crema.
El Salvadorians do too.
Yeah.
They eat it with crema. For me, I was like, I don't need no crema on me. Get that shit like that. What is this crema?
So then, I'm curious to know, like, how does a company like BuzzFeed work? Like, were they, was it a regular 9 to 5? Like when you started working there? Because
it was.
For me, that is something new. I didn't grow up with social media. Like, we didn't have these platforms. And it's like, damn, like, what was your, like, daily routine there? Was it just a 9 to 5?
It was a 9 to 5. It wasn't a you guy, but everybody got there late. Everybody started there. You know, you got to think, I came out of the military. So when I came out of the military, they were like, oh, you got to be at work from 9 to 5. Yo estaba ahí at 8:45. You know, where's the fuck is everybody? And my boss walks in late at 10. He hit, pero everybody here late at 10. Y'all said 9 o'clock. I'm the only one here in the office is empty.
On time, nice fucking
ready to go.
Suited, ready to go.
Yo, I was checking out to go eat. It's okay if I go to eat. I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna go and eat right now. They're like, why are you checking out with me?
Well, now that you bring up the military, so you were in the Navy.
I was in the Navy, 4 years and a half.
Okay. I think that, I mean, I don't want to say that I know because I didn't serve, but thank you for your service. You know what I mean? Did that create a lot of structure in your life?
It did in the beginning, después ese structure se fue a pinga.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But what was some of the experiences that you remember, like serving?
And let me tell you something. I would never trade that for the world. That experience of being in the Navy, being in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, I don't think I understood at that time how lucky I was to be serving, to be... I didn't think at that time, it never sunk in how amazing it was to work on a flight deck on an aircraft carrier. I was on the Reagan, launching F-18s, bro. At 20 years old, bro, 20 years old, a yellow shirt just launching F-18s right like at the and you see the catapults, they go out. These jets go from 0 to 160 in less than 4 seconds.
Damn. And you were how old, 20?
I was 20 years old. You walk out, you smell the exhaust of all the fucking planes, all these jets turning on at the same time, and we're launching from one catapult to another. Like every 30 seconds, these jets are just flying off, boom, 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 and we're parking them. Like it was just like Top Gun, like doesn't even encapsulate that experience that you feel on an aircraft carrier. Doesn't encapsulate that feeling. You need to be there. The vibration, the loudness, the smell, right? These jets just coming in and out, flying out. Sometimes these jets will fly by you and they just break the sound barrier right next to you, bro. And you see these planes just coming in around the aircraft. And the aircraft carrier is an amazing ship.
Really?
It's like a feat. I can't believe. Like sometimes you think to yourself, how can us as human beings create these type of crazy amount of technology, right? We have Hawkeyes that go out and they have radars that could expand more than 50 miles. 50 miles. Wow. The way that these people operate, like we have helicopters. Well, and on an aircraft carrier, you have helicopters. We have like big propellers, planes called the Hawkeyes that have big ass radars that go out 50 miles. We launched 2, so we have 100 miles of radius to see qué lo que está pasando allá afuera. You cannot mess with the U.S. Navy. It's like the United States U.S. Navy is untouchable around the world. Nobody has a Navy like we do. You see what I'm saying?
Damn.
And you know what? And most of it is ran by Latinos. Latinos, bro. Sometimes we'll talk in Spanish. Oh, pásamelo aquí. Okay. Dominicans, Puerto Ricans. A Puerto Rican taught me how to launch an aircraft. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Mexicans were in charge of the whole shit, bro. Mexican chiefs, bro. Senior chiefs, Mexicano. Just running shit on the aircraft. We had a Puerto Rican bossman, air boss.
Like, that's fucking dope.
Yup.
So then we run deep there.
Oh yeah.
We're the majority.
People sleep on it. And the funny thing is that you see these Navy movies, and it's all white people and one black guy.
That ain't how it really is, dog.
And no Latinos, bro. But you go and you look at the military, majority is Latinos. And then you politically they start disparaging us, like, oh, these Latinos. No, man. We are the majority, and we're close to being the majority in this country. I think right now, this year, we hit 1.6 trillion in buying power. During the pandemic, Latinos moved this economy. We moved this economy 50%. You're in real estate. 50% of home buyers, wasn't it Latinos?
I think it was a little bit higher than that, like 56.
56.
If I'm correct.
We kept the economy moving during a pandemic, bro.
We keep everything moving.
We keep everything. Son la erga de este país.
We do so much, but I don't think we get enough credit for it.
Oh, and we're not.
You know? And it's like a perfect example. You're right. In the movies, in like that Navy movie, the whatever that movie called with the airplanes and all that.
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
All you see is a bunch of white dudes.
Bunch of white dudes like, oh, we did it.
And it's like in
He's
reality.
He's a
maniac. In reality, like, there's a lot of us in the military, and we run shit.
The majority is us.
How hard is it to have like a high ranking position, like in the military?
It depends, right? If you go in as an officer, like you have to go to school. Like I think you need a letter from the city council or something like that, right? Something like that, or a congressman, right? It's harder to get in as an officer, but if you do, you come in as higher ranking. But I think the first 3 ranks are a little easy. You just got to do your time. And then depending on the job you pick, that they say choose your rate, choose your fate. So you choose your job, you're choosing your fate in the military. Really? So if you go in undesignated, you didn't pick a job, te jodiste porque tú vas a estar uno de esos tigres que está pintando el bote. While everybody's leaving home, you're like, So depending on your job, sometimes some jobs, you could just put your name on the test and you move up in rank. And some jobs, you can't even make 3rd class.
You're right. What is something valuable that you took from there? Like one thing that you're like, man, once I came back home, this is what I took with me from being there and all those experiences.
And I think just one thing that I always go back and think about is to be in the middle of the ocean. And that is the only time I seen the night sky the way I saw it. When you're in the middle of the ocean and they have something called darkened ship. There's no bright lights on the ship, right? And this is the only place that you could experience something like this. Because you could go on a cruise ship, but guess what? You're not going to see the night sky like you could see on an aircraft carrier. Darkened ship, the red lights, no white lights, and you see the stars, bro. And the sky just brightens up, and it's something that you never seen before, because especially everywhere we go over here in the United States is a city. There's lights everywhere, light pollution. There's no light pollution. The moon shines and brightens the freaking flight deck. You see stars from all over the place, and every 3 seconds you see a shooting stars. He's doing everywhere, bro. Like you could see Mars. You can see like a red star, and it's just filled. You can see the Milky Way. And like the way that I've experienced the night sky in the military, I never experienced that afterwards.
Because you're way in there.
You're
out there, like
you're out there. And when you go out in the ocean, you see different type of species. There's moments that you're in the middle of the ocean and you see nothing but jellyfishes. There's moments that you see dolphins just coming with you. You'll see a whale. There's certain areas you see flying fishes.
What?
Yeah. It's a whole world out there in the middle of the ocean that we don't even know about. We live our lives every day over here. We're human beings. We live on land. But there's a whole world out there. The submarine, like the Marines out there, you know, the marine life. I mean, that's all these species, all this life out there that we don't even know about.
Because technically, we haven't touched the deepest.
No, we haven't.
What do you think is down there?
I'm pretty sure the species that came in. I think they keep discovering new species. That they discovered like different types of octopus, like You
guessed right. This episode is brought to you by the JR Group. If you're looking to buy, refinance, or invest in any type of real estate, give us a call at 323-352-7946. Now let's get back to the episode, baby. How long do you think it will take these animals, these species that are down there, to reach the surface? Because we're talking about miles and miles. I don't even think that's kind of scares me, dog. Yeah, that's scary to me. Yeah, that's why I salute to you, bro. Because I would be like, "Chinga su madre, no, take me where there's land."
No, there's a sense of peace of being in the middle of the ocean.
I could just imagine.
You're surrounded by water. The water del mar, the ocean water, expels negative ions, which relaxes you and it reduces stress. Negative ions, like us being in the beach or in the sand or like just being connected to the ground, it expels negative ions, especially when it comes to the ocean. You ever been to the beach and came back and like, why I'm so tired?
Is that the reason why I think the ocean relaxes me? Because I'm thinking that it's the waves that relax me, or is the ions?
The ions, like the negative ions, you're inhaling it and it calms your whole nervous system.
Huh. So you believe also like in, what is it called, grounding, or like you feel that when you touch soil? That's
real. That's all because we came from nature and we far removed from nature as human beings. Things that we do a lot of things that are not natural. Waking up and having breakfast in the morning is not natural.
Eating 5 times a day?
Even 5 times a day, that's a privilege. You can having sugar and candy bars all over the damn place where we at. That's not natural for us. You know what's natural? Waking up and hunting for our food. Tú dices a tu mujer, mi amor, yo vengo ahora, matame un mono. That's a normal thing. That's where we came from, naturally, right?
Yeah.
We go to sleep at a certain time and we wake up at a certain time. When the sun goes down, sitting down even watching TV, that's not natural for us.
I think 90% of the things that we do
are not natural.
Are not natural. Sitting down, watching TV.
Yeah.
Eating all these processed foods.
Yeah.
Eating 5 times a day. Fucking drinking your coffee with all the sugar and all the fucking other shit.
Yeah. That's not natural at all. And I'm a little concerned with the next generation because ¿cuántos años tú tienes?
40.
You're 40 years old. We're about almost the same. Yo tengo 37.
Oh, okay.
¿Te entiendes?
Yeah.
You remember the 90s.
Yeah.
You remember. You grew up out here in LA?
Yeah, right here, Huntington Park.
Huntington Park. You remember Huntington Park in the 90s?
Yeah.
You remember walking outside. Well, how was outside? When you walked outside of your house, how was it?
To me, it just seemed nice and...
You saw your neighbors. You saw your neighbors, didn't you?
I seen my neighbors. I think there was... Oh, I don't have my phone with me. We didn't have that. Our communication was... Hola. ¿Cómo está? Boom. We were forced to communicate.
And the kids, where were the kids at?
Going to school. Like if you would go in the morning, everybody was walking to school, but the parents would usually walk their... So it was more common.
On the weekend, what would you see outside? With the kids?
Kids would be outside playing.
That was normal to us. Even on the weekend, we see people outside. Your neighbors were outside singing. They probably sat in the front porch. It was normal to sit in the front porch.
This is what you would see more back then. In the 90s, parents would come outside con sus sillas, boom, sit down, talk, y los niños jugando allá afuera. Con la manguera, if it was the summer, con esto, con lo otro. They were interacting with each other. We didn't have iPads. We didn't have none of the shit that we have now, which I think creates a whole other issue of crazy shit. So you're right.
Yeah. We experienced that. We understand. And that was more normal to us. And that's a more normal interaction us as human beings.
And even back, when we were 10 or 12 years old, when we're like, oh, man, I think that girl's pretty.
Yeah. You got to go talk to her.
Now you got to talk to her, dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How? Con la boca, güey. Go fucking communicate.
Ask for her number.
We didn't send her a DM.
No.
It's like, you were forced to be like a little shy little boy.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yo, let me get your number. I'm from New York, so you got used to it. You're like, yo, what's up, mommy? Let me get your number. What's up?
It'll be like, hey, are you gonna call me at call me at 5? Y ahí estás en el teléfono. Amando luces.
Yeah.
No, nobody used a fucking phone. She said she was gonna call me at this time.
No, what about when your mom is on the phone? You're like, mierda. I want to call this girl up again. Yo, what? You ever called the girl? The dad picked up. Hello.
I think our era is probably the last one that got to experience that type of upbringing.
We're not gonna experience that ever again. And that's why I'm concerned with the next generation, because they're stuck at home with their phones, with the iPads. Like, they don't interact. When I first moved down to South Central, and I was excited to move to South Central. I'm like, this is more of a hood, and this people, the hood is mostly people talk to each other, whatever. There's more life, right? When I moved in there, and there's people. Every house, there's people that live in there. Every house. And I would sit outside. I didn't have internet for 30 days.
Oh, shit.
So I didn't have internet. So you thought.
And this was recent? No, you said it was back in.
This was actually in 2019. This was the pandemic.
Okay.
So people were at home.
Okay.
This is the pandemic. People were at home. At 30 days, I was still working at Buzzfeed at that time. And they were like, I have no internet, so I had to wait. Yeah, mierda. And you know what me and my sister did every single day?
What?
We got our beach chairs and we sat outside. Every single day we had our beach chairs, we sat outside. And we'll play music. And I'm like, where is everybody? Every single day for the last 30 days, I've been outside. I haven't seen no kids. People don't sit in their porch. People got nice porches and they don't sit in front of their front porch. This is weird. There was one day I saw kids like running by and there was a kid in a bicycle. I was like, oh, kids. You saw that?
Having
Kids.
fun. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
What the fuck is going on here?
They're riding a bike. That was amazing. Right? And there was one time, I think our neighbors saw that we came outside and play music. The neighbors across the street, they came out and just to sit outside and just listen to the music that I was playing, right? But they never experienced that for a very long time.
Huh.
The moment that me and my sister got internet, we were inside our house like everybody else.
Stuck to your fucking phone.
Stuck to the phone, watching Netflix, watching todo esto show at my TV. Because my TV was my community, my story.
Uh-huh.
What do we watch every single day? Stories.
Yeah.
When we watch movies, we watch TV shows, we watch stories.
Yeah.
When we didn't have TV, what did we do? We sat down around a fucking fire and told stories. Scary stories. Or we told any freaking story. Like, right? We talked about Pepito. Where is Pepito now? Remember the Pepito stories?
I grew up to the Pepito stories, dog. You're right. It's like slowly diminishing, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's what
Do you think
Dime.
everything that happened, right? So now you're right. We are probably at the highest. We're consuming at the highest rate ever, right?
Yeah.
After the pandemic, because we were forced to shut down, all that. Do you think some of the programs on Netflix and on all these other platforms, in a sense, still have like some sense of programming? Like you're just watching this shit and it's being we are being programmed to do certain things and have certain behaviors.
I think what they're doing is not that they're programming us or having certain behaviors. The algorithm is set in a way to grab your attention. Right? That's why the algorithm is set up. Netflix has its own algorithm. YouTube has its algorithm. All these things. Even Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, they develop the algorithms and they have professionals that understand human psychology and build these systems in a way to keep you hooked and grab your attention. And that's where we're getting our dopamine. When we used to get our dopamine in meeting each other or just having a conversation, hanging out with your boys. That was our dopamine and that was our therapy. Now everybody needs therapy. Now we live in an age that mental illness is just the norm, but we don't even talk about what's causing these type of issues. Tú sabes que they have teenagers that already talk about depression? We didn't see that in our age. I don't blame them. And they're right. They do have mental health issues. They do, and this is reality.
Isn't there a Disney movie
where
the characters are like anxiety, depression?
Yeah. Yo creo Inside Out, no? Inside
Out. This is where I think programming comes into place. And it started with the kids, right? Like now you're making them aware. Yeah. Or you're normalizing this, which, of course, people do go through issues, right?
Yeah.
But do you think a 5-year-old needs to know about anxiety and depression? Personally, for me, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm just like, I think, going back to that, it's like, fuck, do they need to be doing this type of shit?
The thing is, these kids are experiencing it, and it's real. They experience it. So, yes, there's more of a talk, but we're not talking about the cause of it, right? I was at a barbershop, right? And this kid was crying. Ah! And the mom is desperate. You know what she did? De la desesperación. Put the phone in his face and she's like, watch something. And the kid's still going, She calmed down a little bit, but that's the only way.
But he was crying because he was getting a haircut, or he was just crying?
He was crying because he didn't want to get a haircut, and two, is that she couldn't control him because he wanted to be on the phone so bad. It was like crack. Like these kids are crackheads now. Like they're like, you take the phone away from them. It's like you ever taken crack from a crackhead?
Those kids, because it is like crack.
It is crack.
How do we punish our kids now?
Taking away the phone.
Te voy a quitar el teléfono.
It was like, come on, man.
Chinga su madre, se va a acabar el mundo, cabrón.
Yeah.
That's how they act.
Yeah.
Damn, this is good right here, dog.
We lived the time where we didn't need phones. You know?
We didn't grow up with phones.
We didn't grow up with phones. That was a privilege for us, bro.
I still remember when they bought me a flip phone, and I had, after 7, the minutes were free. Mm-hmm. So we're like, hey, fool, I'm going to call you at 7:01, dog. You know what I'm saying? And weekends, fool.
And the
because
weekends,
I was full, my minutes full, and no,
I remember that shit.
Está cabrón la situación,
Yeah.
My dad would cancel this shit, dog.
I remember that shit.
That's crazy. And then now fucking...
These
now unlimited?
Unlimited. Bro, I remember that right now, bro, I can't even leave my house without my phone. I've left my house and like, man, you teléfono because I don't even know how to get a Target without it.
I'll drive back.
I'll drive back home to get my phone when I lived the whole life without one.
There's not one person as an adult right now that will leave their phone at home and continue about their day.
No.
9 times out of 10, no. 10 times out of 10,
you're going to go back
You're
home
going to go back.
and pick up the phone.
Yes.
Yes.
Because us as adults, we depend on this shit.
Depend so much. I remember.
And we're adults.
We're adults.
Imagine children.
And you ever notice, like, you ever got on your phone and you're like, yo, I'm going to get this done, and this done. You get on your phone and you're like, what was that I had to do? I forget. I forget. Sometimes I forget where I'm at. You ever been on the toilet for 3 hours? You hear, how long I've been sitting on this toilet? Yeah.
Cagué por 5 minutos and he's still sitting here for fucking 2 hours.
Yo, have you ever gone and taken a shit, right? And you forgot your phone? You hear, mierda, what am I supposed to do now? You're supposed to take a shit.
Or be old school, like have a newspaper. They don't even have that no more, right?
I'm like, how the hell and then I remember that's why my dad used to call me into the bathroom to like, Gadiel, I gotta talk to you about something. Now, cuando tú estás cagando, you wanna talk to me.
Like the movie Friday, like, dang, you want to talk to me right now? Right now. This newspaper, I already read it, so I got to do something when I take a shit.
For real. It solved that. At least the phone solved that issue. I'm pretty sure these kids, they don't have to deal with their dad. Like, I wiped their ass. It was on purpose, though, because that should be like...
I think now dads, could sit down and watch the game while they take a shit, Even moms. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm going to sit here, me that shit and fucking watch something.
But before, our dads used to call us into the bathroom and he'd be like, what do you do today? What did your mom tell you? I'm like, now you're chewing my ass for some shit that I didn't even do.
I feel you. I seen one of your videos, bro, that to me it was touching. To me, it was very important. Of course, you have a bunch of funny ones,
Yeah.
Come on, dog,
I do
this guy's funny. But there's one that you put, bro, that I was like, oh, that is a good one, dog. You were talking about your dad and what he taught you.
Yeah. Okay.
And that what he taught you, like, even though at the time you probably didn't realize that you were going to need these skills.
Yeah.
Like, I think you were sanding a door or something.
Yeah.
Bro, I think it kind of it got to me. Like, I was like, shit. Damn, this guy's right.
Yeah, it's true. At that time, I bought a house in South Central. And at that time, I had to paint it, remodel it to make sure new tenants come in. And I was doing that myself.
Oh, smart.
Right?
Smart.
Tú sabes.
So
and I was like, let me do this myself. I could have hired somebody else to do it. And I fixed the floors. I changed the door. I painted
Gadiel the handyman?
Yeah.
Damn.
I sanded the rails myself. I took the rust off the rails and painting it, right? Doing all of that, every single second that I was doing everything, I was thinking about my father. And I was like, wow. Like, even though I'm far away from him, he lives in D.C., I'm in Los Angeles. In that moment, he was there with me. I hear his voice. I hear the things that he taught me. When he tells me, like, okay, when you drill in these screws, you don't have to drill in all the screws at the same time because it will mess up the other ones. Just lightly screw them in, and then you tighten them up. These little things that he taught me is like, one day you're going to need to know this. And he was right. One day I'm going to need to know this. But him teaching me that brought me closer to him, even though he's far away. You know what I mean?
That, to me, that's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
You know, we don't see things as children, as kids, the way we see them as adults.
Yeah.
And I think the older we get, the more we appreciate our parents and the small little things.
The small little things. And that's like it's important to create memories.
Bro.
We forget, like, it's all about creating memories with the people you love. Porque el tiempo se va rápido. Se va rápido. De un segundo a otro. Look, my grandparents, they passed away like within a year of each other. Like, I think 3 months away from each other. And every single time, I spent 10 years without going to see them or staying in El Campo. We're from El Campo, Conagua, in Dominican Republic. That's where Perico Ripiao, the original merengue, comes from. And I love the countryside. I love that feel where you can hear the animals. You hear roosters in the morning. You see the greenery. Like, it's a freaking paradise. El Campo is the closest you'll ever be to nature, right? And I was like, next year I'm going to be with my grandparents. And the time that I was like, to actually be there with my grandparents as an adult, my grandma had cancer. And then when I went to the Dominican Republic, I couldn't even be in El Campo because since my grandma had cancer, I had to stay in La Capital, which is a city like over here. And I was like, I'm coming to the Dominican Republic to stay in La Capital. I can't even enjoy El Campo. I can't go to the Campo because my grandma cannot be in El Campo. So many years I spent without spending time in El Campo. You know what I'm saying? And the moment that I'm like, I realize the importance of being in El Campo, I can't even experience it. My grandma can't even be there. You see what I'm saying? So I say, enjoy what you have now. Enjoy your grandparents now. You know, spend time with them. Your parents.
See that? We all go through that. Because I think, growing up here, being in the U.S., especially California, we don't have a stop button. And we're all trying to make something happen.
Always.
We're fucking going at 1,000 miles an hour. The older that I'm getting, the more that I'm learning how to slow my roll.
Yeah, dial it down a little bit.
Yeah, like, dude, at the end of the day,
you're from Jalisco, right?
Somos de Jalisco, yeah.
Yeah, Jalisco. You got family back home in Jalisco? And then how often do you go back there?
I started.
You started?
2 years ago. Wow. I hadn't been there in 20-something years.
What? So you understand that experience.
Exactly. That's why I understand 1,000%.
Right? And
so
you feel like you missed out like on this other life.
And it gave me a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
Going there. Because the embrace and my uncles and everybody just happy to see me at their fucking years. And then you start questioning, like, why the fuck didn't I come over here?
And everybody's older now.
Older, but everybody's alive.
Everybody's alive. Okay.
So I'm like, so now I started going every year. So I was supposed to go this week, but I got a lot of shit going, but I am gonna make it.
Sí, pero I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's like that in Mexico, but te apuesto que así. Pues yo voy para el campo de Nagua y the whole city es una comunidad.
Oh, yeah.
I could walk outside and I could go into my neighbor's house without calling them. It's normal. Oh, ¿tú quieres un cafecito?
Because we're from a small pueblo. Everybody knows each other.
Everybody knows each other. That communal is a different experience. We don't have that here in the United States.
No.
Sometimes you live with a neighbor that you don't even say hi to. You don't even know who they are. That's not normal.
You're right.
That's not normal. Not even for us, it's not normal. Over there, we're like, our neighbors, sometimes our neighbors come over and they don't need a call or knock on the door and be like, oh, who is it? Like, there's none of that. Yeah. I remember I went to when my grandfather was alive, and the first time I stayed for the first, like, you know, and when I went back, I had this like anxiety, like, what are we gonna do today? Where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do? And I'm sitting there with my grandpa, and we have a kiosco. And my grandpa has a beautiful backyard where you can walk outside and get the cacao and get the guayaba. They have a mata coco.
Yes, right.
Bro, and he's chilling outside. And I was like, Grandpa, what are we going to do today? Are we going to go to the beach? We're going to go to this place. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? He's like, we're going to do what we're doing right now. I'm
like, enjoy this.
Enjoy the moment. And I was like pacing back and forth. And then one of a beautiful place. En un kiosco. Bro, with this big backyard. Lleno de mata. Y toda esta fruta y cacao. What are we going to do? Where are we going to go? And he was like, what are we doing right now? Siéntate. Y me senté y me tomé mi cafecito.
Just relax.
Tomando café con mi abuelo.
And that's priceless.
That's priceless.
And I think all the... people think that money will make a difference. And sometimes the most priceless things in life don't cost nothing.
Mm-hmm. Priceless is living your life, man. And being there with the people you love and having conversations.
And that's why I'm going to end up taking my kids over there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, this is... It's like, I feel like there's no worries over there, bro. Mm-hmm. Even though I understand that económicamente it's not like, they're fucking...
There is worries, pero they have quality of life.
Oh, bro.
Quality of life, it is different.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Hey, slow pace.
Way slow pace.
Boom. Hey, ¿quién van a agarrar las chelas? You know, like, So that's why when I go, the whole town knows.
Hell yeah, the whole town.
Everybody come.
Yeah, the eggs you leave.
We're gonna fucking get carne de esto y del otro. Vámonos.
Y todo el mundo comiendo.
Música for everybody.
El uno lo está pasando bien. Tú sabes, los huevos, you could leave the eggs outside. In the Dominican Republic, the avocados, you could cut up an avocado and leave it outside and it still be good. If you could leave the avocado. Aquí, you cut up an avocado, you better eat that shit right then and there.
That's funny. Well, changing the topic, I know that in Buzzfeed, you got to meet a lot of fucking dope ass people.
Oh yeah,
like celebrities.
Oh yeah.
Like, which one to you is the celebrity that left the biggest impact in you? That made the... Okay, let me rephrase that. Which one is the ones that you feel like, man, this person is so down to earth that I could hang out with them any day of the week?
Okay. I'm gonna say two people. All right. Okay, I would say three celebrities that made the biggest impact and make that I think about a lot. First, I'm gonna start with Karol G. Karol G is what you see is what you get, right? Karol G, she's down to earth. She was one of the few people that was down to do anything, right? She's humble. You know, she's a sweet. Karol G is a true sweetheart, even off the camera and on the camera. Like there was time Curly was like, "Yo, you know what? We're gonna twerk in this elevator," and she was in the fucking elevator twerking upside down, like right. Like Karol G was down for anything. The Bab Bunny. Bab Bunny was fun, but one thing I like with Bab Bunny, he gave me advice. He said, one thing that makes me different, I'll collab with anybody. The reason why I'm at where I'm at is like I switch my style up a lot. So he gave me some good advice. He's like, you're in a good track. El Alfa gave me some good advice. El Alfa was like, no, a la cosa dura. Don't be afraid to do hard things. Primero tienes que hacer la cosa dura. Yo veo lo que tú estás haciendo y estás haciendo bien, pero asegúrate que haces eso primero. And the last person I would say, damn, I had one more person that was like, that really impacted me, that gave me some good advice. Or like, not only give you good advice, but sometimes even like their presence or their way of being.
Their aura.
Their aura.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, se me olvidó quién was the I'm gonna say those three people. So I'll say Karol G, Bab Bunny, and then Alpha. All three of them gave me. Now they left the impact in my life. Karol G just for being her. There was a moment that she had a concert, and she kicked everybody out, and she kept me and Curly there. She didn't know us for like that. From a hole in the wall. She's like, you guys stay here or whatever. Put us in the VIP section. She went and performed. No. When she came back, like we were the first people she came and said hi, like, oh my God, how it was. I'm like, yo, you did great. You fucking killed it. That was before Karol G was doing theaters, but it's still Karol G. People coming out seeing Karol G. You see what I'm saying? She would prepare right next to it. Like she was Karol G was a true sweetheart from day one.
She looks like it.
A true sweetheart.
She's like a genuine person.
Genuine person.
Man, it's just a trip how you go from doing content and doing, all these, like being on social media and stuff, and then, boom, you're just there with these people.
Yeah. It was surreal.
Doesn't it get you, isn't it like a surreal moment? Because this happened to me, and I'm just like, fuck. But I could just imagine. Those are like, I was like, fuck, what the fuck just happened? Like, how am I here?
Because you think about like you're turning out content every single day, right? And I'm like, sometimes you're getting all these millions of views, but you're not thinking about these are people that are watching. There's like you're promoting yourself, but like you're in the once one video come out, you got to think about the next. It's always on the next. What's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next one? So I'm always thinking about the next, not thinking about the views that we created. So the moment that these people coming up to you in the streets, they're like, oh, Gadiel, I love you. Oh, you're one of my favorites. Oh, I love the content. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Right? And then celebrities start coming in. You're like, whoa, because you're in your bubble every single day. Every single day, we just create, numbers. What are the numbers? What are the numbers? But we don't see the impact. I wish I could go back and be like, this is the impact we're doing on this community. You know what I mean?
That's huge. But you know what I think happens to the majority of the people. Mm-hmm. So it's not just you. Mm-hmm. It happens to all of us. I think we're so caught up in numbers and doing this, doing that,
and the next
business, the next thing, the this, the that. Sometimes we gotta pump those fucking brakes and enjoy this moment
and
here.
Relax.
Mm-hmm. I started to do that.
Good.
Because I think sometimes it stills those memories and those moments that you need to appreciate. Because we're so
on the go, go.
Boom, boom, boom. And they know it. Like now I'm starting to see, I'm going to enjoy these moments.
Yeah.
I really don't,
Pero también you're enjoying the moments that get away from the phones.
Yeah. And understand that, all right, enjoy the moment, but don't make this moment a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a big difference too. Like, some people enjoy that shit a little bit too much.
Too much. That's true.
No. Be present, enjoy the moment, and then get back on your grind. And I think people struggle with differentiating that.
Yeah, I like how Kevin Hart says, there's a time to play that. Work hard. He said, work hard, then you play hard.
And I'm a strong believer that you should always work hard as fuck, but you should always enjoy yourself too. With measure.
I agree.
There is no measure for some people.
That's true.
And then all the work you did don't mean a fucking thing because you just fucked it all up because now you're just on cruise mode.
Yeah.
No, man. Yeah. Listen, people work their ass off to get to the top and then stop doing what got them there, and then they find themselves in a slump.
Or they gave everything, right, to work to the top, and then they find out that the top is a lonely place.
It's very lonely.
Right? You did all of that. You gave your life to everything and your craft, everything that you do. That you forgot about living your own life. You forgot about living with people. You don't even know who your neighbors are. People don't come and visit you no more. And that's how come a lot of celebrities, a lot of times when they die out of depression or they commit suicide. Right? These people are lonely because they don't have community. Right? And LA is an
great point.
LA is isolating. Extremely isolating. When you see these people, where will people see each other? At events, this premiere. Let's take pictures on the red carpet, and then they go home and they sit there by the damn self.
Worse, they sit there by themselves and their thoughts. And that could be poison.
Yeah. That's why I'm moving. I'm moving out of LA right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm moving back with my family, moving back to New York. There's a lot of things I learned about Los Angeles, right? And I take it with me. But I feel like I'm ready for my next chapter. Right?
What do you feel is the difference between L.A. because you lived in New York before,
I lived
right?
in New York before, yeah.
What are the key differences between the lifestyle in Los Angeles and New York?
I think Los Angeles is more of the glamour of when it comes to media, when it comes to movies and shows, is LA. Right now, but the thing is, a lot of people are not living outside of that bubble. But when you meet LA people like the people that grew up in LA, is a different experience because those are the realest people that you'll fucking meet, right? But people that are part of the industry that move out here, that work, LA could be isolating, right? The difference is that New York, even though you have the change of temperature, New York, you walk outside, you see your neighbors. You sometimes chilling in the corner is normal. Like, yo, you want to be on the block? All right, let's chill on the block. Standing in the corner is normal for us in New York City. That's part of our therapy, right? You go to the train, and sometimes you're in the train, you have a conversation with a stranger, and one other stranger hops into the conversation. It's not like it used to be back in the day. Back in the day, you had like 10 people having one conversation that were complete strangers in New York City. Now everybody's on their phone, you know. But sometimes you'll have like one conversation with a total stranger. Taking the train in New York is totally normal. You don't need a car. You walk everywhere, right? Yo tenía frío. Yo dije, coño, I gotta buy a jacket. And I went on my phone. I'm like, let me see where the H&M is at. 5 minutes away, walking. When have you experienced that in LA?
Never. Man, we don't take the... Well, I mean, I used to take the bus when I was young, but nah, everything's driving here.
Everything is driving. And I think the driving makes it even more isolating because you're in the car by yourself. You go to work, you sit down, you're in your own world. You wake up, you get up. When you got to drive back home, you got to drive 3 hours because that's where everybody got off work. Right? So people in LA live with that anxiety that there's even traffic on the weekends. So people don't even want to leave their house on the weekend.
There's hella traffic, though.
There's mad traffic. You got to think about the traffic. There's traffic even on the weekends. That's wild.
Yep.
But where I'm going to go? Anywhere you go, tú vas a gastar dinero. Because like right now, a cocktail is $25.
That is crazy.
That shit is worth more than a steak. And it's worth more than a steak. And it's like 1 ounce of Bacardi inside. Like, I know what a mojito is. The cup of mojito is worth more than a whole bottle of Bacardi.
That is crazy.
That's
why
wild.
You're saying facts.
It's true.
Sometimes I go to places, I'm like, whoa, ¿cuánto?
Ah, sí, no. Yo digo, dame agua.
No.
Dame agua.
Dude, I'm not going to name the restaurant because I like them. I ordered 2 fucking salads, $56.
Bruh. $56 for 2 salads?
Bro. Well, including the tip. I still gave a tip.
No, you remember when tips used to be 10%?
All right. You know what? Now that we're talking about tips, dog. All right. Here. This is what's bothering me right now. All right?
Yeah.
By no means am I cheap. Right? But I feel like they're fucking finessing us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, dog. If you go to Starbucks, homie, and all you do is order your fucking coffee, and then they're like, okay, it's $5, and then they turn it around, and the first thing on the fucking monitor is a tip.
No,
they make me feel like, okay, damn, like they're not providing a service like a sit down restaurant.
No,
it's just
it's a drive-through, un drive-through, and they go like,
bro,
make sure you the way that they do it for the tip. Like, make sure you answer the question on the monitor. I answered the question, yeah. Y no era como antes. No, it was no 10. There's no 10% como antes. It's like 18, 20, and 25.
Okay,
and then there's like custom tip in the bottom. Yeah, bueno, you don't.
Are we tipping or are we not tipping? Is my question to you.
Es que uno con la pena and everybody looking at you. You feel like they're looking at you like all sad behind the window. And tú dices, 20.
I started, at the beginning, I was doing the whole, all right, 18. The lowest. It's the lowest.
It's like 18.
Now I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. It's custom. $1. Like, and I'm not even like, now if I'm sitting down in a restaurant with my family, I'm going to give them 20% minimum.
Minimum, yeah.
They're bringing you the food. But they're doing.
What? I got a question. Why tip went up to 20%? Why went up?
That's a good fucking question. I don't fucking know.
Because the whole point, it was 10%. Because, restaurants wasn't paying. Yeah. But the cost of goods already went up. So then you're paying a percentage. So if the cost of goods went up and the product already went up, the tip shouldn't go up because it's a certain percentage that I'm paying for the cost of goods. So now I'm paying a fifth of the worth of whatever the food is. So I'm already getting taxed.
But you're already paying for a high-ass price.
You're already paying
and on top of
that, you increase the tip at 20%, and I wouldn't be surprised when it hits 25, because the moment it hits 25, you're paying a quarter. Ahí que yo no voy a comer en ningún restaurante. Yo como en mi casa. Right, frijoles en la casa.
You know what? That shit makes you just want to not fucking, like, man, I'm going to stay my ass home, dog. A tip.
Everything. It's not like a Starbucks. It's like you go buy a cigar. There's the monitor says tip automatically. You go anywhere, it just says tip automatically. Are you gonna leave a tip?
I want to know who does leave a tip, and if we're being finessed.
Yeah, we are definitely.
No, like we're gonna cut this and make it into a real. Like I want to know, like because I don't. But just like I said, by any means, I'm not a fucking cheap ass.
Yeah. But
I just feel like
it's getting out of hand. It's getting
way out of hand. No, the prices are out of hand, and then on top of it, we gotta fucking pay a tip.
Yeah.
No mames.
No, y no cualquier tip. Un 20% encima de los fucking taxes. Y hay gente, y hay lugares que they put the gratuity in and they don't even tell you nothing.
I noticed though. I know which one. Like, what the fuck? Why is it so much? Oh, gratuity already included. Zero. So, I seen that. What's it called? I think you were on a podcast with Curly.
Sí.
And they read your bio.
Yeah.
That ChatGPT. Bro, that's a dope-ass bio.
That's a dope-ass bio.
I was like, God damn.
Yo dije, mándamelo.
Mándamelo,
porque ni yo escribo una vaina así. ChatGPT me quiere.
It said Latinx. And I was talking to him. I'm like, so we're Latinos, right?
Yeah.
We're the biggest group.
Yes.
I think that all these subcategories, they're kind of divisive, right? Like, they kind of divide people.
I want to say divisive. Mira lo que pasa. Latinos, I feel like they're trying to make Latinx happen for a very long time. And I don't think it's sticking like that. But I also get and understand. I think, mira, Latinx did not come from Latinos.
Okay.
Did not come from Latinos.
I didn't even know what it was. I don't even know what it is. To the point where I haven't Googled it, but I need to find out exactly.
But it was a term that I think I forgot who it was. It was like these sociologists, these guys that they were studying about genders when it came to Latinos. So the thing is that since they didn't speak Spanish, they didn't want to use A or O. They put an X in there. But the thing is, Latinx, Latino X, it doesn't work when it comes to the Spanish language. It's hard for us Latinos to be like, nah, we don't. It doesn't make sense. Right. So within these studies, they were like, let's add an X in there, right? They don't speak Spanish, right? So like that, it could be gender neutral within the studies, but it doesn't mean that we are identifying as Latinx. It was just, let's just put this in there while we have these studies out there. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right? So people starting adopting the Latinx because there's some people that don't see themselves as male or don't see themselves as female. They see like, o se ven como ambos, or they don't like to be in a specific gender. And that's on them, right? But to name a whole community saying your identity now is Latinx, and I understand that it's a way of being inclusive. It's a way of being like, yo, I don't see myself as Latinx. I don't see myself as Latino. I don't see myself as Latina. Right, but I feel like Latinos already encompasses all of that. Being Latinos is encompassed, But I think a lot of people also have issues that it's male centric, and I feel like it's fine being male centric. For me, it's fine. But maybe I'm a male. Maybe it's whatever. Maybe I could be wrong. There is
because it ends with an O.
Because it ends with
Latinos, male centric.
ends with a O.
God.
Right? Yeah. And for me, which is a ridiculous concept because your Latinos is inclusive with everyone, even though it's more on the masculine side. But
yeah, I'm the sponsor of the True Hustle Podcast. The JR Group, baby. We do real estate. If you want to buy, invest, or any questions you might have about real estate, give us a call. 323-352-7946. Now let's get back to the episode, baby.
there are languages that came from Brazil that makes more sense, the Latine, that which were the Latine, because you could say Latine in Espanol, right? And let me tell you something. I will use the languages if you identify as Latinx and you want me to identify you as a Latinx or Latina, I will do it. I will respect how you feel. Like, si tú dices que you identify as a woman, I will respect that y te voy a llamar como una mujer porque yo quiero que tú te sientas bien conmigo.
Yeah, of course.
¿Tú entiendes? Pero el problema es que you cannot tell the whole group this is everybody's identity, all right? Latinx is for everybody. Also, we've been Latinos for a very long time. Now Latinx no va con el lenguaje en español.
It sounds weird, and I'm like, wait, how does this term even come about?
Yeah, but I feel the thing also, people have to be like, this is not set in stone. Latinx is not set in stone. People are not obligating you to be like, yo, you have to use Latinx. Yo, you have to use Latine. I see this is a new concept, and we're still learning, and it's okay to learn. It's okay to be like, we evolve. Language evolves. We grow.
Absolutely.
You know, I have my own conception, and I'm learning myself. I'm not going to adopt anything because everybody else says. Yeah. I have my own ideologies, and it's okay. I would say if you identify as Latina, you identify as Latinx, you are Latinx. You are Latina. Not the whole group.
Yeah.
Don't call all of us because that's everybody. You're clumping everybody's identity, right? I say the whole thing, Latinos already encompasses everybody. We're all Latinos. If you see yourself as Latina, you're Latina. But there should be a category of people that identify themselves as Latinx and Latina. And that's okay as well. We want to be accepting of everybody within our community.
Absolutely.
And we want them to feel comfortable with us. So that's my way of thinking it. But,
I just think, another term? Is that kind of confusing?
Yeah,
But I just think at the end of the day, if they want to identify however it is, whatever makes them happy, then to each their own.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like how do you identify as
Latino?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm Latinx.
Yeah.
So to me, I always say I'm Mexican American. And then we have Chicano.
Yeah.
And now we have Latinx.
Bro, I love that term Chicano, bro.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, but I feel that all this shit is just like,
I also feel like there's also pushback. Latinos are not really gonna accept Latinx like that. There's a major pushback, but we also have to understand that people are not obligating us to use the term Latinx, right? And I think it's also been blown out of proportion as well. Mm-hmm. And I understand because identity is everything for a human being.
Absolutely.
A human being, the strongest thing for a human being is to stay consistent to the way that they identify themselves. Your identity is what makes you who you are. So that's how come it's also like a scuffle in a way. That Latinx, Latino, Latin, because we really want to get down how we identify ourselves, because we stay consistent by the way we identify ourselves first. It's not like we do, right? Mm-hmm. It's not like we are just this. No, whatever we identify ourselves, that's what we stay consistent with.
I agree. Mexican American, Latinos.
Chicano.
I don't know, fool. I think I identify with a lot of shit now, fool. I feel like, oh man, it's a whole lot of terms, but you're right. At the end of the day, everybody's gonna identify whatever makes them happy.
Whatever makes you happy.
You know what I mean? Okay, Freemason.
Tuviste el video.
I had to.
¿Por qué me puse a hablar de eso?
I'm always. I love great conversations, right?
Yeah.
And I'm always interested in certain things, and I'm like, I'm not educated in some of these things because I don't know about them the way you might know about it.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, Is it? Well, it can be. Well, I don't know if it's a secret community, but how do you become a Freemason?
Yeah, how you become a Freemason, you got to ask one to be one. All right, so if you know somebody that's a Freemason and you want to become one, you ask them like, listen, I would like to become a Freemason. And then you meet people from the lodge, and then you have a little interview. They decide whether you're good or you're not. And then after that, you go and they give you things to study. And then you go through whatever the process is to become a Freemason.
Really?
Yeah.
So they have like a board of like Freemason elites.
So
it's kind of like, it's like, or just like any other organization.
Any other organization. Well, Freemasonry is a fraternity.
That's a great analogy.
It's more of a fraternity, right? But like it's mostly, I think people are always like, oh, Freemasons do this, and they're like the Illuminati, right? Right?
The Illuminati.
And I think with conspiracy theories, that has been blown out of proportion. Freemason is a society that has secrets. They have their own secrets. Uh-huh. We have our own secrets that we will not share with anybody else, and we took an oath not to, right? There's some things that we just know, right? And then what we mostly do is do trainings. We teach everybody about what we've learned about, and we also do things for the community. Hand out turkeys, or we do parties. We give to the homeless. Sometimes we just do things for the community to give back. Go into hospitals and spend time with children, like things like that. That's what we do. More communal work, But it's not like Masons control everything. They're doing it. No, we're a fraternity. We're just a fraternity. We meet up at 2 days out of the month, right? And that's it. That's all we do.
That's crazy. Okay.
I have a question. When you say like you guys learn things that you guys can't tell, which I'm not for that, but is it like business related stuff, or
is it like financial?
Is it like financial stuff? Is it like for health that you're like, oh, these are our secrets that we know that we don't share, but it's like it's to benefit you guys in a mental state, a financial state, or is just everything?
I would say the secrets are more historical, and it's more Bible based.
Like, I guess what are the advantages of being a Freemason? Like, what are some of the perks of like you excel in life?
It's like being part of any fraternity. Like the thing is that when you meet another Freemason, you help a brother out, right? If a Freemason is in trouble, you obligated. You took an oath to help that person. Right, I think we understand that me and the Freemason could have a full conversation, a Masonic conversation, and you guys wouldn't even notice. Right, we know who we are, we know another, and we understand. We just have a certain language that we speak to each other, and in Freemasonry is mostly it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity for us to be there for each other and help each other and love and be familial, but it's also like how the impact that we had. Culturally throughout history, so that's like.
So in essence, it's kind of like a fraternity.
It's a fraternity,
It's like a brotherhood.
It's a brotherhood,
like a brotherhood. And like you ain't gonna go spill all your secrets.
Yeah.
For every little clique, I always say is like everything's a big hood. Like it's hoods. Like they all got their secret. They ain't gonna go spill it with anybody.
Yeah.
But,
and then there's also a female like mace like a branch of Masonry, which is like the Eastern Stars, which is like a sisterhood as well.
What is the most popular, el platillo más popular from your country?
Mango. Which is mashed up plátanos, green plátanos. You smash them up. They got onions on top, and it's fried cheese, fried eggs, and fried salami.
But that's like a meal?
That's breakfast.
That's great.
Oh, shit.
And you got aguacate. You put aguacate on the top of that, bro. And un juguito de chinola, which is passion fruit. That's what we call it in the Dominican Republic. Okay. Chinola. Bro.
I got to try that.
Bro, it's heaven. Heaven. You okay. Get ready to go to sleep after that.
Where is the best Dominican food place in LA that we could go to?
That we could go to? I think I'm gonna be biased because La Tia, which is a friend of mine, is a Caribbean cuisine. I'm gonna support her. Like, she's a sweetheart. She's a really nice lady. I think she when we did the first Buzzfeed video, it was her food that we put in Buzzfeed.
Really?
Yeah. So Caribbean cuisine.
And that's where?
Where is it in LA? I think it's damn, I don't want to say the wrong place, but it's Caribbean cuisine with a K. Yeah, Caribbean cuisine se llama with a K. Caribbean.
When are you going to move to New York?
December 3rd.
Oh, that's around the corner, so we got to go.
We got to go.
So then we got to go before you leave.
Oh, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Para que tú pruebes comida. Yo la llamo y digo, oye,
I like to, okay, it's like when I had Jose.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, take me to the best pupusa place.
Where's the best pupusa?
We like Vichos. I love Vichos personally. Bomb, right?
Oh, yeah.
But he took me to San Miguel, and that shit was bomb too.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
I love Salvadorian food.
Yeah.
Salvadorian food is what kept me going in San Diego because it's very similar to Caribbean food. It's very Caribbean-ness, you know? But I want people to know, like, Salvadorian food is not only pupusas, y'all.
No, they have fucking pastelitos. They have
casamiento, like they're
everything.
Yeah, sopa de pata is fire. Like y'all gotta start. I think people gotta start pushing more different Salvadorian food besides pupusas because you know the restaurants are hurting because people are coming in and they get a $2 pupusa.
Oh. Fuck,
bruh.
I didn't even think about that shit.
Yeah, these restaurants are hurting. Like, you gotta support these Latino restaurants, especially Salvadorians. Sit down and order un plato de casamiento, de chuletas de fire. Like, they will give you a whole plate with casamiento, chuleta, or even bistec cebollado, or like with plátanos and crema. Like,
you know, there's Cuban food right here, fucking Tropicana.
You like it?
Today's Friday, fool. I don't know. We might have to go today. I want to support nothing but Latino owned businesses.
Yeah. Same here.
That's
what we did. That's why we did.
That's what I'm doing. Whether it's Mexican, not just because I'm Mexican.
Yeah.
Everything. Like, I'll sit down. I go to eat Peruvian food. Well, now that I'm losing weight, I'm back on my shit.
But Peruvian food is top notch.
Fire.
Out of all Latin America, Peru got it.
I fucks with it.
I fuck with it. Peru got it. Bruh.
So my daughter's she's in dance, and right next to her dance studio, there's a Peruvian food.
Oh yeah. Peruvian.
Es que a mí me gusta la cebolla.
Oh yeah.
You know, and they put extra cebolla. Échele.
Mira lo que pasa con Peru. Peru has over 500 different types of dishes. So most Peruvians haven't even tried all their dishes. They have such a diverse community from China, from Japan, like from so many different places. So they have the biggest variety and diversity of food in one country, you know? So that's how Peru is like. When it comes to cuisine, is top notch. It's like a food paradise when you go to Peru. They have a festival. Peruvians are so proud of their food that they have food festivals like in August. They go over there and it's like food paradise. They have food all over the place. You know what I mean? Mariscos, todo.
Oh, really? ¿También mariscos?
So que ese ceviche vino de los peruanos.
Is that right?
El ceviche vino de los peruanos. Y tú te comes un ceviche peruano que tú casi hasta te comes plato.
No way. So, ceviche was originally from Peru.
From Peru.
Did y'all know that? I didn't.
Ahora lo saben.
Shit, we don't make this until real too. No. Shit.
I got a question for you, though.
Talk to me,
I got a question for you. Tú eres de Jalisco. Y tu familia
es somero.
Sí. The Jalisco. Lately, I got into mezcal. And but I also noticed that Jalisco is completely different. Jalisco is tequila. So, what is it for you? Is it mezcal or is it tequila?
We're from Jalisco, so we're going to have to go with tequila.
Oh, okay.
And tequila is right next to Zacualco. It's like a 20-minute drive. The differences between both of them, I don't really know.
Mezcal is smokier.
It's smokier.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Hecho en leña. What do you...
Now you see that way more. There's a bunch of mezcal being planted.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's a thing.
Oh, yeah. Now it's a thing.
Antes era puro
Tequila.
puro maguey and all that stuff. Now you're starting to see way more.
I got into mezcal lately, and I have become a fanatic.
Really?
A mezcal fanatic. Like, I don't even drink rum no more. The first thing I walk into a place, I was like, do you have mezcal, and is it artesanal? No me de esa vaina de que big brands. Dame el artesanal, de que yo sé que fue un campesino, de que un viejito que cultivó todo ese agave y quemó esa leña.
Could you taste the difference between mezcal and a good tequila añejo?
You could. It's a major difference. Yes, it is more smokier porque hecho en leña. Sabes que el tequila hecho en gas.
Yeah.
Right? Pero lo que es único de mezcal, que todavía tiene esa tradición indígena. Y es la comunidad entera. Son todos los indígenas, toda esa comunidad viene entero to create mezcal. Cortando el agave, put it on the ground, quemándolo. Y después, tú sabes.
Which one is the one that you order?
Which mezcal I order?
Yeah.
I feel like...
Is there a particular one?
I was going to support my friend's brand. You know? Espina Negra.
That's a good fucking friend right here.
Espina Negra. I'm going to support my friend's brand. But the thing is, there's so many different agaves when it comes to mezcal. Right? So que tequila antes era mezcal. Antes, como se cultivaba el tequila, era como el mezcal. Se llamaba mezcal de tequila. ¿Te entiendes? Pero ya cuando se fue para Jalisco, que lo cultivaban ya totalmente diferente. Y of course, with big brands, they had to make a lot. Right? Había un tiempo que mezcal, they try to stop the mezcal. The government themselves, because there was a lot of spirits coming in and they paid off. So like that, they wouldn't cultivate. They would burn down mezcalerias at that time. So, but it's just gaining traction again. But the unique thing about mezcal is you have all these damn different agaves. There's 20-year-old agaves. There's 25-year-old agaves. There's freaking... There is a espadín, which is 5-6-year-olds. But every single agave gives you a completely different taste on this mezcal. This mezcal that smells like it's a fucking cologne, bro.
Damn. Really?
Yes.
I'm over here like in shock. Like, so it's like a whole process then.
It's a whole process. Communal process. Very indigenous.
You know that where we're from, you could drive to Tequila and take the tours. And they tell you everything about how they make the tequila.
Oh, nice. I would love to experience that. And I had some dope-ass tequilas.
And they tell you how everything is done. So my cousins have gone to it. I haven't. Shit, I might have to so I can see the difference.
You have to. I will. One of the places, Jalisco is one of the places I want to go. Oaxaca. For me, I first want to go to Oaxaca. I want to experience that. I want to at least, I'm going to cortar un agave. I want to be part of the process. I don't care what it is. Let me make a mezcal. That's all I want to do. I want to do something. I want to wake up in the morning ahí con los campesinos y cortando ese agave y tirando esa mierda. I know it's fucking heavy, but me voy a matar, but I don't care. I want to just be part of that process of creating a mezcal. And I want to be there when the first drip comes out, because they have a name for it. Right, when it first comes out, and then without anything, I want that first thing that comes out, that raw, I want that. I want to taste that I freaking made. That was part of the process, you know? So that's the goal.
This guy made me want to be a part of it too, dog. I want to go with you, dog. I want to go with you. Damn. Fucking, we're going to start, you know?
That's the goal.
So I want to know out there, what are you going to go with? With some bomb-ass mezcal? Or some bomb-ass tequila? Let me know.
In the comments.
Let's go. Any questions? Brother.
Okay. Man.
Okay, actually, I want to know what you got going, your shows. Let them all know where they can find you. Let us know, bro. Like, if somebody's like, oh, my God, this guy's the fucking funniest guy ever.
Oh, man.
You know, like, how can they reach you? Where should they follow you? Let us know, dog.
Oh, right now, you know, you can follow me everywhere at Gadiel Del Orbe. I'm mostly on Instagram and on TikTok. And if you want to know anything about my show, you can see it at my link tree. And I'm moving to New York soon, so you're going to see me back home. You already know. So,
are you ready for that?
I'm excited for it. I think I'm excited for that change.
How long were you here?
Muchachos son 18 años En California. En California. Son 10 años en San Diego y después 8 años en Los Ángeles.
Now that you bring up San Diego, all right, I want to know before we go.
Yeah.
San Diego, Los Angeles, who has the best Mexican food?
Damn, I don't know, cause I that's a tough one because, oh man, why you guys gonna put me on like that? You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to answer. You don't have to. You can say both. You can say both.
They're gonna put me on black. Yo, you know the funny thing is San Diego's full of your people.
I know.
It's mostly Jalisco.
I always see these fucking debates on there, like, oh, San Diego's fucking the best food. I'm like, of course, I'm from LA, so.
Mira, I love Leo's Tacos all day. I'll go. So that's why it's hard. I'll go to Leo's Tacos and I love it.
You can say both. You can say both.
I would say, but San Diego's also known for like the California burrito came from San Diego.
Well, San Diego's a border town.
It is a border town.
Their food technically should be better.
It should be better. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And they got Tijuana, the Tijuana
right
tacos.
It should.
No, I would never say that. I enjoy the food here in LA. I enjoy Mexican food. This is what it is. For me, the thing is, I don't eat Mexican food in New York because I'm already spoiled eating Mexican food. And in California, yo parezco mexicano en Nueva York. I go to New York. You want Mexican food? I'm like, this is not Mexican food. Don't be calling this shit Mexican food. Like, what do you want to drink? Dame un mezcal ahí. That's what I want. Mezcal. Like, you got Mexican nights over there. I don't give a damn. You know.
¿De qué hablas, güey?
¿Qué dijiste, güey? No me hagas esa chingada madre.
All right, man, but you know what? I'm always gonna say LA though, baby. You know what I'm saying? LA got the best Mexican food, dog. My brother, this was a pleasure. I know, you know, it took a while for me to get you here, but you got here, and I appreciate you. I respect you.
Yeah, man.
I love everything. I love everything you got going, and I wish you nothing but the best. And when you do go to New York, come back and visit, bro.
I will do. And thank you for having me on your podcast, man. This is a dope podcast. This is beautiful. Everything that you're doing here, you're investing in yourself. Like, I support you. Make sure to continue to support this man because he's bringing in Latino comedians. We have a voice, and you're making it happen. Like,
thank you, my brother.
And you're doing it right. So, congratulations to you. Felicidades.
I appreciate you, my brother.
Los sabes.
Vámonos. We out, guys.